The views shared on this show are my own and not those of Fam Radio. I am not a pastor or trying to tell you how to live your life. I'm just sharing my journey. Take what resonates, leave the rest, and let's grow together.
Hey, yo. This is Speaking to the Mic, and I'm locked in with London Elixir on the London Elixir Show.
Hey, what's up, family? This is Pastor Luke, New Vision Christian Church, and you're tuned in now to the London Elixir Show.
What's going on, y'all? It's the kid Jay Nolan here. You're now tuned into the London Elixir Show. Make sure you tune in, keep it locked, and run it back after it's over, too.
From Ohio to Atlanta, mixing music and ministry, this is the London Elixir Show on Film Radio.
What's up, cousins? Welcome back to another episode of the London Elixir Show, the show where we talk about music, business, and most importantly, faith. Whether you're building your brand or just trying to stay encouraged on your journey of purpose, this is the space for you. I am your host, London Elixir, also known as DJ Jasmine, and I'm here to help you navigate the intersection of music and faith, all while sharing tips, stories, and insights from some of the most talented people in the industry. Before we get started, I got to give a huge shout out to Fam Radio for giving us this platform to connect with you. If you're an artist looking to get your music heard, or if you have a topic you want us to discuss, or if you're a brand looking to sponsor an episode, just head over to londonelixir.com/show and hit us up. Now, today's episode is going to be extra special because I'm sitting down with someone who has been a huge part of my journey, from my sink or swim films to some of my biggest placements in sync. He's the one who mixes my music, and he is the guy behind the sound of my feature film. He's also a talented audio engineer, musician, and most importantly, a man of faith. I'm talking about none other than Mr. Speaking to the Mic himself, or as I like to call him, Mike. Welcome to the show.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you for being here. So in this episode, we're going to dive into how our work together has shaped my music career, the importance of having an audio engineer in sync licensing and beyond, and how Mike's faith plays a huge role in the decisions he makes as an engineer and as a man. So let's get into it. All right, cousins, y'all already know what time it is. Before we dive into Mike's story, we have to kick off the show with our Faith Work segment. Now, if you're new here, this is the part of the show where we dive into real-life faith principles and how we can actually apply them in our daily walk. Because faith isn't just about what we believe, it's about what we do. And this whole segment is built on James 2:26, which reminds us, "For as the body without the spirit is dead, so faith without works is dead also." In this segment, we dive into some powerful stories and reflections on how faith has moved in our lives, and that includes today's guest. So, Mike, tell me about a time when God did something unexpected in your life, good or bad, and how did this impact your faith?
All right, so we'll do the story with Vision and how that came along.
Okay.
Because I always talk about this as an engineer, and as engineers, we know you never let somebody come in your session and help you out. Like let your if you have an issue in the session, you never have somebody like come in and fix it then and there. Because you never want the artist to see you not knowing how to do something. And I remember when I met Vision, he was working with one of the other engineers at the studio at Legacy, and the dude came over and he was like, "Mike, do you know how to do this?" It was something real super simple, and I was like, yeah, we can go in and go do it real quick. So I went in there, did it, and then like 3 weeks later, Vision had booked again, but this time he had requested me specifically. And then we just got to talking, and that built a big relationship to where we're meeting with label execs and management and stuff now, and it's like, had I not, been in the position that I was in, I wouldn't have been able to go into that room and show up to somebody that was already in talks with some labels and showcase my own experience and my own skill and sort of sneak my way in and now get the recognition that we're trying to get and going to that next level. So, yeah.
I feel that. So tell, for the listeners who don't know, can you tell them who Vision is? Of course, I know who you're talking about, but maybe you can speak a little more to...
Lord Vision is a rap artist / poet from here in Georgia. He's from... I'm not going to say where he's from because I can't remember. It's different areas. It's Jackson. There it is, Jackson.
Okay.
Because we have a couple songs for his state. And he's so talented. Check him out. The Real Lord Vision, that's his Instagram, his TikTok. He's everywhere.
Yeah, because he's had some major accolades. Like, he's had some sync placements, right? He's also, like, I've seen, like, celebrities reposting his music and, you know, speak a little more to the work y'all do together.
His work ethic is crazy. Just how busy he is on Instagram and stuff. He's slowly, like, chiseling away at a lot of celebrities. Ava DuVernay has reshared his music. Megan Good. I want to say, who else was it? The lady from Black Panther 2. It's been so many people. His music is very much for the people. One of our biggest songs right now is Black Girl Magic. No, it's Black Women Part 2. That's the name of the song. It's a different song. That's Black Girl Magic.
Okay.
Black Women Part 2. And that song is, I think, really what was the jump off for a lot of our success recently, because that was the song that, like, everybody started sharing and going viral with.
Okay, so basically, like, if you hadn't been at the studio in a position just with the knowledge and, you know, like, you just feel like that was God working, like, in an unexpected way. Oh
yeah, because even being at that studio wasn't supposed to happen. 2 months prior to me coming there to work there, I was already at another studio. It was when I first applied to that studio, I had applied to both of these places at the same time. One place called me, the Legacy didn't, and I just sort of didn't fall in love. I was in the industry working with big names and stuff like that, and it was just, I didn't fall in love with it. And then I left, and like a week later, that position called, and I was like, God, I really wanted this place to begin with. If it's from you, please let it happen. And dude was just like, you know, like, we weren't really looking, but I looked at your resume first in the folder of all these resumes, and I was just like, I needed to call you. So
wow.
Yeah, God
was just showing you favor even in the application process.
Yeah.
And that's, you know, what's interesting about that, like how God allows you to get certain things or not get certain opportunities at different time frames, because then you have a different what's the word I'm looking for? You look at the opportunity differently, because now that you were at Legacy after being at the other place and deciding that wasn't for you, it made you appreciate the opportunity with Legacy more. Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, God's timing.
God be Godding.
God be Godding.
I love him, man. That man is amazing.
Yes. Okay, y'all, before we wrap up today's Faith Work segment, you know I gotta give y'all the faith challenge for this week. Think about a moment in your life when things weren't going the way you planned. It may have felt like a setback, but with faith, you came out stronger. How did you pivot or stay grounded? Now, apply that to your current season. God didn't fail you then, and he's not going to fail you now. Everything is working out in his perfect timing. The scripture that accompanies this week's faith challenge is Isaiah 55, verses 8 and 9, which states, "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, declares the Lord. As the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts." I'd love to hear your stories and share them on air. Head over to LondonElixir.com/show and submit your testimony to the Cousins Corner. All right, y'all, that wraps up our Faith Work segment for today. We're going to take a quick music break, and when we come back, we're diving deeper into the story of our special guest. Stay locked here on the London Elixir Show. Welcome back to the London Elixir Show. I am your host, London Elixir, and I am excited to be here with Mike, an incredible audio engineer, musician, and man of faith who has been instrumental in not just mixing my feature film Sink or Swim, but also the music I've been able to pitch for sync licensing. For those who don't know, sync licensing is the process of pairing music to visual media. So anytime you're watching a TV show, a commercial, a movie, video games, things like that, and you hear music in the background, that's considered sync licensing. So I've done a lot of work in that. My music has been placed on a lot of things, and my special guest today has mixed a lot of the music that I've gotten placed. Mike is the genius behind the sound of Make That Money by Mogul Mal, which I had the blessing of getting placed on a TV show some of y'all might have heard of. It's called Will Trent. He's worked on some of the songs that I've landed placements with on TLC, MTV, and more. So, Mike, let's kick things off by talking about how you got into audio engineering and music music in the first place? I'm sure you have a fascinating journey, so let the cousins in on how you got started in this space. And for those who don't know, tell them what an audio engineer does.
Well, let's say an audio engineer is it encompasses a lot of stuff. It's tracking, it's recording, it's customer service a lot. It's artist relations. It's everything. It's a producer. All the hats that I'm wearing in the middle of a session. It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's fun. I'll say that. It's mixing. It's designing the sound that you're hearing every single day. It's taking that and just tweaking it to what you like and what your ear finds pleasing, and letting the masses hear it.
So how did you get into it?
So music has always been a part of my life. I was a musician since I was in 5th grade, so 10.
What instrument did you start off on?
Started on a snare drum.
Snare.
Drummer, always.
Okay, snare, drum line.
Oh yeah, I did that in marching band. You know.
Okay.
So from all through school, I've always been a part of music. And then I moved here to Georgia in 2005. In the church that I went to, the youth pastor there is a musician and a singer from Jamaica. No, from the Bahamas. And he had a lot of connects in the gospel music realm. So me and a friend had started being producers and artists ourselves. Started a little group and did a little small church tour. Had fun like that. And then I was just like,
okay, church tour.
I can rap, but I don't like it. Like I had always preferred being behind the board and being behind the song and placing my hands on the actual sound of the song over instead of my voice. Like, yeah, my voice is cool. I don't like it myself, but it's like rappers and singers, that talent is a talent that not a lot of people can do, but everybody tries to do. And I learned.
Speak about that.
Oh yeah.
Like, why is it important to have a dedicated audio engineer as opposed to doing everything yourself, especially if you're not, going to do it well?
The old saying, there's a poet dude named Propaganda. He has a saying, your multitasking is a myth. You're not doing anything good. You're just doing everything awful. And as an artist, and as I always tell any artist, like, if you want to be an artist, like, seriously, don't micromanage your time into having to split it between being an artist, being an engineer, being a producer, being a videographer, because you start to chip away at time to perfect something. As an artist, especially if you're a new artist, you're still trying to develop your sound. You're trying to find your voice. You're trying to find your pocket. All that type of stuff is a learning process in and of itself. So taking that and then adding everything that comes with engineering, you're shooting yourself in the foot trying to do everything. You hear people like Russ, and J. Cole even, who they said like they started off doing that, but at some point they realized like they had to get those specific type of people to help them elevate their sound and their game to the next level for them to be able to take that next step. Like it's good for the beginning stages, even the that like right before getting signed and stuff like that. Like, it's cool to do all that. It's great to have the knowledge of what to look for in another engineer, so that, hey, like if they're not doing it right, be like, hey, I need this,
right? Or
get somebody in that knows how to do it for you. But
right,
to do all of it yourself, you're shooting yourself in the foot and hurting the song, the project in general,
and your own productivity, honestly, because like you said, you're splitting time. So it is important, I think, to know how to do everything a little bit, so you can tell the person who knows how to do it well what you're looking for. And also, as an independent artist, I know everybody doesn't always have the budgets and things like that. So it's okay to start off. Or even I say, like, if you know how to track your own vocals from home, and you could do it in a way that is quality enough to send to an engineer to at least do your mixing and mastering, like, that is not something you should like skimp on.
Yeah. And the thing about the budget, like, that can always be worked. I've always tell people that all the time. Like, you don't always have to pay money to get something done.
Yeah.
Talk about points, you talk about royalties, like all that stuff can be negotiated in ways so that you don't need to have to, like, who was his name? Jason Joshua. he'll work with a lot of people. This dude is Jay-Z's engineer. He's Rihanna's engineer. Like, he's doing all this stuff, but he'll sit there and say, yeah, I'll take a cheap a cheap session, or he'll discount his sessions for an independent artist, but he's gonna take more on the back end from points. So it's like
so there's
true engineer.
there's room to negotiate and work things out. If they like, if you're bringing some other sort of value to the table, then an engineer might be able to work with you, especially if you're doing multiple songs and overtime, and that could add up quickly. But if they're getting paid on the back end, or they know there's going to be a return, sometimes they'll be willing to work with you. Yeah,
is that and build a relationship. Don't this is what 11, 12 years for me now. How many times I've heard an artist say, "Man, you're so dope. When I blow up, I'm gonna take you with me." Okay, cool. But I don't know you from Adam, so it's like you can. A lot of people say a lot of stuff, and they probably mean good by saying it. But it's like, for me personally, I love artists that like really want a bond outside of the music, and actually make a brotherhood or familyhood, really, like a neighborhood. Because like I said, I'm always willing to work with things, especially if I know that the relationship that we have is more than just business.
Right.
If we really in it together to make something happen, like, let's really be in it to make something happen.
Exactly. So shout out your social media, how people can get in contact with you now while you're saying all of this, because I'm sure people are like, oh, I need an engineer. How can they find you?
IG.
Oh, Lord. What's the IG?
I switch it every single time. Like,
keep it the same, Mike.
I want to say it's mixed by speaking to the mic.
I think it's just speaking to the mic.
It's one of the two. Yeah, speaking to the mic. My not my TikTok, but what is that? Twitch. When I used to stream, that's mixed by.
It was mixed by speaking to the mic for a while on Instagram, but I think you changed it back.
Yeah, make it a little bit
spell it out
easier
for them so they know. Speaking to the mic,
because it is a little bit different. Speak, SPEAKIN, the number 2, THEMIC. So speak into the mic.
Cool. And can you share a bit about how your faith influences your decisions as an audio engineer, especially when things could get tricky, or there are moments when you're, under pressure and things like that?
God is forefront in everything that I do. When it comes to just decisions in general, like I will always sit there and say, look, give me like a week to not even a week, just a couple of days to pray and see really what God wants me to do. Because I can sit there and say, yes, I'll do something, or no, I won't do something. And from my own experience, me doing that without like including God in that, it's like, I messed up doing the wrong decision. So it's like, you can when you know that God has that choice where you like the route that he wants you to take, it always feels very calming. Like even through like if there's some sort of stress or something going on in it, if God wants you in that area or that realm, it's not gonna like overwhelm you. It's not gonna do too much negative to you, because it's like it'll hurt, because there's the negative pressure and everything that comes from the opposite side. But it's like, once you get through it, hey, this is what God had for me. So yeah,
it's like a different sense of peace, knowing that you made the right decision.
Yeah. So I will always like, God, like, I need help. Like, I don't know what I'm doing right now.
Okay.
This is confusing. Like, I want to do this, but I can't wait. The way I want it and the way I feel it, I'm gonna do this because this feels good to me. That's completely flesh. And it's like, nah. Exactly. God's like, bro, come over here. Just wait till the long run. Wait till for a year. Because what you see right there is just a small portion of what I actually have for your blessings over here.
Come on now.
So yeah, no,
that's good.
That's
wait for the real blessing, the lasting blessing. Absolutely. One of my favorite scriptures is Proverbs 13:11, and it says, "Dishonest money dwindles away, but whoever gathers money little by little makes it grow." And that just kind of speaks to what you were saying. Like, you might see something right now that looks good, but if it's dishonest, if it's not it doesn't even always have to be dishonest. If it's just not what God has for you, that's not your path. That's not what you're supposed to be doing right now. You're not supposed to be with them or with that situation. It's going to dwindle away. Why not make decisions that are going to have lasting impact and, be aligned with the purpose that God has for your life anyway. Yeah. All right, y'all, we're going to take a quick music break, and when we come back, we will have more with Speak Into the Mic. Keep it locked right here on the London Elixir Show. Welcome back to the London Elixir Show. I am your host, London Elixir, and we are here with Speak Into the Mic, audio engineer extraordinaire. What is your process when you approach a track? Like, how do you decide what it needs, especially when working with music that could end up in sync licensing?
I always, the routine, it's always listen to the song first, feel where I vibe the most with it. As a mixing engineer, I like to get a foundation, so that's either going to be the drums or the vocals. So I'll listen to the whole song straight through, and see what is more like the driving factor of the song. And that changes a lot. Like sometimes if a beat's not really like groove heavy, I'll work on the melody first. But yeah, honestly, what was the question again? 'Cause I saw like my brain.
What's
like,
your process? Like,
Okay,
how do you
yeah.
decide what a song needs? Like, do you mix differently for sync licensing versus regular songs? You know, just what's your process like?
I always mix for the song. I don't mix where I think it's gonna go.
Okay.
Because that can change, as we know. Like, we'd be waiting forever for something to come up and to sing, and it's like, you know what? Let's just put it out.
Yep.
And at that point, it's like if I mix it for sync or for TV specifically, it's not gonna sound right on Spotify or anything like that, on a phone or on something else. So it's like, no, I would always, just from all the engineers like I've learned under, they've always said the way that they've mixed has been for the song, regardless of where it's gonna go.
Okay.
So I always go there, then I listen to the song straight through, listen to the rough, see what it needs, like what I feel it needs. Does it need more low end? Does it need more top end? Do the vocals need to be louder? Stuff like that. And then from there, I dive in a little bit deeper with the drums. I love making my drums knock. Like if I can get my room to like vibrate, I've got it good. I'm good. So I always start with either the drums or the vocals, and then I just play around with everything else. But depending on the song, it changes. The process always changes.
I see. That makes sense. So let's talk a little bit more about like some of the challenges you face in an industry like ours. We have a lot of pressure from deadlines to just the weight of making sure a sound is just right for a song. Like, what's been one of the toughest moments for you in your career, and how did your faith help you push through?
So I always felt like, because this was the hardest part for me. This was the hardest part. It was that studio right before Legacy.
Okay.
And because I had worked with industry artists and stuff like that before, but it was never at the caliber that I had gotten into at that point. And it was just one day where it was my first singer, first like real like professional singer. I'm a trap engineer, so a lot of punch-ins, a lot of like, okay, let me take that one line one again. Let me take it again. Let me take it again. So I come from that, and in the way that this singer recorded was so different. She came in that initially was just, this is gonna be my toughest song I think I've ever recorded. So now I'm like, first time working with you, first time working with a real singer, and this is gonna be the toughest song you've had to do. Cool.
Challenge on challenge on challenge.
So as we're working, I'm struggling. I'm not keeping up. I'm losing vocals. I'm losing parts, and I'm getting snapped at. And I'm just like, I don't like this. This is not fun. So it's stuff like that where now I look back and it's like I needed that. That challenge of not being prepared me for now, where I'm working with like 4 or 5 different singers now, and I'm actually able to keep up with their style of recording, and get the sound out that they want. And it's like, and that was something I had always wanted to begin with. Like, I love rap and I love hip hop. That's home. That's nature for me. But to be able to like cross over into R&B, pop was something I'd always wanted to do. So to be able to go from that and being challenged like nonstop and just being like, I don't want to engineer no more, to now being like, yo, nah.
So what kept you like grounded? Like, was it your faith like that kept you?
Oh, it had to be, yeah. My family's very loving, but I think, as a lot of creatives know, especially in this industry, people that aren't from this world don't truly understand how this world operates and how much time it consumes and just the way it works. So I didn't have that full on like support. It was always still like, yo, go get a job.
Okay.
So my whole time of any challenges has always been like, you know what, God, I only got you to back me up right now because nobody truly understands me. So you're gonna have to get me through this. And like 11 years now, I'm still here. Like,
still here and thriving, because you have mixed tracks that have been placed on huge networks like MTV, TLC, and shows like Will Trent. What's it like knowing your work is being heard by so many people? Like, do you feel the weight of that, or is it just another day for you?
Normally it's another day. I feel the weight of it when I'm around people that I know. Like I had walked into a friend's house and they were watching Will Trent, and I was like, I have a song on this show.
Yeah, it hits, right?
And it hit so different. They were like, wait, what? I'm like, yeah. So this season,
showed them the episode.
This episode and everything. They were like, bro, I heard that before. I was like, that song is so great. I'm like, yeah, I worked on it. So having people like congratulate you and see the hard work that you put into it, that the people that you know put into it, it feels something different. But yeah, like every other day, it's like, nah, it's a day until that moment.
Day. Right.
That
yeah,
moment,
you just keep working, keep moving on to the next thing day by day. But then you have those moments where somebody calls you and they're like, hey, I just watched Will Trent, I heard your song. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like for me, it's whenever I turn on the TV and I see the little advertisements like for shows, and I'm like, I got music on that. I got music on that. Like, it's crazy. Like, Anora popping up now. It's so crazy to me. Like, wow, like, I have music on Anora or the Penguin, or, you know, you just see the advertisements and it's like, whoa, I really have music. Real. Like, this is real, you know? But it's just another day. So I feel you on that. But blessings nonetheless. Like, we got to celebrate more, like, as the creators. Like, I feel like we just take these accomplishments and keep moving, trying to get to the next accomplishment. But these are really big things. Like,
oh, yeah. And I think, as us as the creatives in general, we're just always like, what's next? Yeah. We don't take the time out to sit back and enjoy what happened. Always go back to vision. That's my biggest artist right now. We had released a song the end of 2024. A whole album. I'm not even a song, just a whole album. We were doing the release party, and just listening to it, and he was like, bro, this is so fun. What happened like right after the show was done? Yo, can we record?
Back in the studio.
It was like, bro, you ain't even trying to like enjoy this. Like, you had people wanting to celebrate you, and you trying to get back in the booth. Yeah, I want the booth. I want to record. So yeah, we really, as creatives and as artists and as producers, just in the music industry, when we put something out, take a second to really sit back and just enjoy what it is. Because you miss that time. Be present. That's something I've always learned a lot too, is just allow yourself to be present in the moment of whatever it is. So if that's a release of a song, a release of a video, something, sit with it. Allow yourself to be like, yo, I did this, because it does something to your brain. A lot of what I do and how I live is mental health wise. So yeah, fix them neural pathways by speaking nicely about yourself and celebrate yourself more. So yeah,
absolutely. And on that note, we're going to take another quick music break, y'all. When we come back, we'll have more with Mike here on the London Elixir Show. All right, cousins, welcome back to the London Elixir Show. I am your host, London Elixir, and it's time to have a little fun with our segment, which I call Switch the Seats. This is where I hand the mic over to our special guest, Mike. It's funny saying hand the mic to Mike, and he gets to take over the show for a few minutes. That's right. He becomes the host, and he gets to ask me a question or two. So, Mike, are you ready?
Oh, yeah.
All right. What's your question?
All right. So, and this props to you because you are amazing.
Thanks.
You are such a networking. I always tell people, like, you are the networking queen. You the way you go about your business is so great. So for us introverts and people that are scared to talk to people and get out there and promote themselves that way, how would you tell us to go? Well, what steps would you give us to break that shell and then break that mode to be able to be like, you know what, I can make this contact happen today?
Wow, that is such a good question. Honestly, it's different. I feel you on the introvert thing. Like, it's different because I'm naturally an extrovert. And so, like, talking to people, being around people. You know, I grew up with like a lot of siblings and family. You know, like it was just kind of a thing. Played on sports teams, so I'm used to being around groups of people. But when I first moved to Atlanta, I was a little nervous about talking to strangers. And I just kind of had to force myself. Like I always tell people, like I'm always thinking about my end goal. So whatever I need to do to get to whatever the end goal is, I'm like, which path am I going to take? Which one gets me closer to the end goal? That's the one I'm going to do. And I remember there was this event that I went to when I first moved to Atlanta, and I literally had to walk outside and hype myself up. Like, you're not here. Like, you're here by yourself. You did it. Like, you here. So why be here and be scared? Like, you have to do it. Like, so what I actually do is like, I tried to come up with like, just like icebreaker type of things to say. So in my head, I have my go-tos, like when I'm speaking, because I still get nervous sometimes. I have to turn it on, like in my head, like being at networking events with music supervisors sometimes still kind of like what do I say to them? I hope that, you know, I'm trying to get their attention, but you know, and one of the things that I like, my go-to is like, oh, like for strangers, at least in music environments. Oh, so what brought you to the event? Like if you're at a networking event or a conference, or what do you do? Are you a artist, a rapper, a singer? Like just asking people, because people like to talk about themselves anyway. Yeah. So I ask them questions that will be easy for them to speak. And then that'll naturally get them, if they're normal, they'll say, oh, so what do you do after they, you know what I'm saying? So I have like my little go-tos. And then, like, if all else fails, if I know they came in from out of town, oh, so how are you liking Atlanta? Because at the end of the day, people are human. So it doesn't always have to be straight to the business. Like, hey, I'm a big fan of your work. I need to do, you know, there are times that call for that. And then there are times when you could just be human with them first, so that they, you know, it just helps you to kind of drop your nerves a bit. I hope that's helpful.
Oh, no, that was perfect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, that's what I do. All right, so let's move. Unless you got another question, you good?
Oh no, yeah.
Okay, cool.
No, that's the one.
Next, we going on to another segment, which I like to call "What's the Word?" Okay, so Mike, this one is for you. I want you to think about your current season of life, like where you are spiritually, emotionally, professionally, mentally, all of that, and I want you to give me one word that defines this season for you and why.
Oh, solitude.
Solitude.
It's funny that this is the question. At the end of 2024, God had literally removed all my friends for like a good 3 months. Yeah. So from November to March, I had like 0 friends like that I would hang out with. Just because like God really, some stuff happened, and I was just like, you know what, God, like really seriously, if who you want in my life, take everything away for now, and because I needed to rebuild my relationship with him a lot more. So I had to lose a lot of my friendships and a lot of things that weren't beneficial for my spirit man for a good while. And then where am I going? Like I know where I'm trying to go, but
no, I got
brain.
you. Just being in solitude, like allowing God to remove the things that don't need to be, you know, distracting you from him or taking you off focus. And honestly, that's been this whole year. Like I for a year straight had been praying, God, like I need you to move in a massive way for me, and just in so many different areas. And I just felt like I wasn't necessarily hearing him the right way, and a lot of that came from distracting myself with all my friends and stuff that wasn't for him. So I was like, you know what, God, for me to really do this, like I need you because I can't do it myself. Remove all these people, remove everything that's a distraction. I slowed down on music, like engineering. Like I get like 3 or 4 sessions a month now, and it's like, thankfully God is still helping me with my bills. Like all that stuff's still paid perfectly on time. But it's like, nah, for me to really get back like solid with God and solid in my walk, he had to remove me from a lot of stuff and just be like, you know what, sit by yourself. Me and you gonna talk for a while. Me and you gonna be here, and then we'll slowly start bringing people back in
that are actually going to fill you up and actually spiritually lift you up.
That's good. Because when you have too many voices and too many distractions, it's hard for you to differentiate what's God's voice and what is your friend's voice or what is your own voice, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. I like that. Solitude.
Thank you.
Okay, all right. Well, Mike, this has been amazing. Before we wrap up, you gotta let the cousins know one more time how they can stay connected with you. Shout out your social media, just so we can keep supporting all the amazing work you're doing. And I know there must be some listeners who might need an audio engineer, and also let them know that it's not just about music, like because you did do my film. You also, anything that needs to be recorded, you could do. So
I'm a true audio engineer.
Talk about it.
I'm going into every realm. So whatever work you got, let's do it. If that's a jingle, let's work on it. If that's a movie, let's work on it.
Let's go.
Again, my IG, speaking to the mic. That's SPEAKIN, the number 2, THEMIC. Twitch, I'm gonna start picking that back up. That'll be mixed by Speaking to the Mic. So mixed by SPEAKIN, the number 2, THEMIC. Shoot me a DM, and let's work.
Y'all heard him. Let's work. All right, Mike, thank you so much for being a guest today. It's been a pleasure having you here.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for having me.
No problem. And that is a wrap on this episode of the London Elixir Show. And of course, thank you, cousins, for tuning in. If anything we said today spoke to you, hit us up and let us know what part hit the hardest. Tag us on social media, DM us, or just head over to londonelixir.com/show to send us a message. I am always looking to hear from y'all. Remember, we are here every Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so set a reminder, tell your friends, and meet me right back here next week for more music, gems, and good vibes. And remember, if you are an artist with music to share, we play indie music on this show. So be sure to head over to our website to submit your song so we could play it on air. Lastly, if you are just tuning in, you're catching the tail end of the show, or if you just really like this episode and you want somebody else to hear it or you want to play it back, there will be reruns of this episode this week on Tuesday and Thursday at 4 p.m. EST, only on Fam Radio. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram and TikTok at London Elixir to stay connected between episodes. Until next time, remember, faith works when you do. Keep the faith, keep creating, and keep believing. I'll see you next week on the London Elixir Show. Stay